Hello and welcome back to another video here with me, Arnold Schmidt. We are trying out Golgari midrange, a deck that I already played in the past, made a video on this channel, and also made an article for Channel Fireball that is free to read. But I was a bit down on certain cards that this list I have in front of me, which is from the top 4 World Championship competitor Anthony Lee, who tested together with Team Handshake, arguably the best team in the world, and has found or has come to different conclusions than I have had with my Golgari testing. So I was very dismissive, for example, of Blossoming Turtle in the Golgari midrange shell. I was like, hey, you want to be super aggressive, you want to be sort of an aggressive midrange deck with Golgari, you don't want to play like a 4-mana free-free. Anthony and Team Handshake figured that the 4-mana free-free actually is good enough for the deck, and we saw in the tournament what it did in conjunction with the manlands, pumping those up, making them cheaper to activate, so you can really swing for a lot of damage, and then actually, sure, it's just a 4-mana free-free at first value, but then if it lives a turn, boom, you can get in there with that extra damage, speed use a mana less, etc. Can deal a bunch of damage in the late game. And of course can also find you the Cottage and the Foundry, so it can just sort of be this one-man army in a way where you play it, mill some lands, build something up, have already lands that you can activate, and then boom, next turn go to town. A card that was quite strong in the past in Standard was Sylvan Advocate, and yeah, the turtle is sort of similar to Sylvan Advocate in some ways. So yeah, in any case, excited to try that one. And I was also dismissive of Virtue of Persistence. I was like, yeah, this is too expensive, but the backside is just too expensive and you rather have an efficient frontside removal. I'm repeating myself, I said that in the last video already, but I'm just going to repeat it real quick. But yeah, if you have turtle and if you are actually finding those lands easily with the turtle to then cast 7 drops easier, it makes more sense to play the Virtue and have that powerful high-end play that can, go over the top of a mid-range mirror match, when you can just drop this in the late game, that can just when you a Golgari mirror, for example. Sure, there's Boseiju, there's Tear Asunder around, but there's only so many of them, and Virtue of Persistence can then get the job done. The rest of the deck, pretty straightforward. They also really like Liliana. I'm a big fan of Liliana and Golgari. Glissa is in here, Graveyard Trespasser. Not playing the Lord Skidder, playing the Trespasser in Golgari, which I think makes sense. Then we have a little bit of a... They didn't really know which 2-drop to play, I guess. They just played one of each. Reasonable. So, like in Underdog, you never really want to draw the second one. Shadow, you never really want to draw the second one. Bramble Familiar is... I mean, this one you can draw more than one of, but maybe it's just... Like, yeah, the 7-mana option isn't great. The 2-mana option is fine. It allows you to play Turtle or Sheoldred a turn earlier. It allows you to actually cast Dreadknight and then also, get both sides of Dreadknight, which costs 4 mana already on turn 3. So actually, the more I think about it, the more I can actually see mana dogs being quite nice in Golgari, if you consider this sort of to be a pseudo 4-drop. We have 2 cut down, 3 go for the throat, a Tear Asunder, Duress, just fine array of interaction. One weird one, Sentinel of Lost Lore, which sort of removes opposing adventures. So if they have a Virtue of Loyalty, a Virtue of Persistence, a Dreadknight on adventure, you can just put it under their deck. You can exile their graveyard, and you can also return one of your adventures back to your hand. So if you already used the Dreadknight, you can play the Sentinel, get the Dreadknight back to your hand, draw another card, or do return yourself a Virtue to your hand again, then you have another -3/-3 effect there. 1 copy of Nissa, 1 copy of Gix's Command, sort of putting some really powerful one-offs in your deck that can really turn around games. Nissa is incredible against ramp and any mono-white mid-range strategy. Gix's Command is incredible against the go white token decks, Esper Legends. So I really like playing one-offs there. They can be pretty medium at times, right? Like Nissa is just outright terrible against, for example, I don't know, just any fast deck, essentially, mono red. Like, you don't want to have the 7-drop in your hand. And Gix's Command can be awkward in some other spots. But when they're good, they're really good. So just playing them as one-offs has high upside. One thing I did, I played 2 copies of Boseiju. I wonder if they tried that. I think Boseiju is just really nice right now. There's a lot of manlands it destroys, and then there's, of course, you know, Leyline Binding, Wedding Announcement, Virtue of Loyalty, any of the virtues. So I found Boseiju to be really nice as a 2-off. You know, you can always play one and then keep the other. And yeah, that is the main deck. And sideboard, we're looking at Path of Peril as the fast, you know, destroy the fast draws of your opponents. I also am playing Path of Peril now in Esper midrange. I think this is just the best of the early game sweepers. And in Esper midrange, you can actually cast for 6 mana, which in this deck is a little bit more difficult, or rather impossible, because you don't even make treasures here. So it's just a 3 mana option, which is good enough against, you know, soldiers, mono red. And of course, compared to Glistening Deluge, it does an actually pretty good job at dealing with mono red. If they go 1-drop, 2-drop, you can Path of Peril, and that's pretty nice. Rankle's Prank, a bit of a unique card. I think only Anthony played it. I think at least Javier didn't choose to play it, who also chose to play the deck at the World Championship. So yeah, this is it was quite good for Anthony against Ramp, where like discarding, like you go aggressive, you Duress, empty your hand, and you can maybe make them discard and then lose 4 life each. You losing 4 against Ramp doesn't matter. Them losing 4 actually matters. And yeah, I mean, the sacrificing 2 creatures part. If you had something like Lord Skidder, that's a nice combination I saw in Pioneer, actually, that Lord Skidder make a couple of rats, and then Rankle's Prank, you can sack the rats, and the opponent actually has to sack 2 actual creatures. So that was kind of nice. But yeah, in this deck, I don't know. I don't know his thoughts on the card, but a little bit of a weird one for sure. 1 copy of Baloth, good against mono red, maybe good in the Liliana mirror matches, where you can discard it to the Liliana ability of your opponent. Ashiok, just more planeswalkers, nice against ramp, control, Gix's command, yeah, you know, more against tokens, Nissa, and Esper Legends mainly. Nissa, just more against ramp, 2 more cutdowns, 2 Duresses, 1 go for the throat, 1 Tear Asunder, and 2 Phyrexian Arena. Makes sense. This sideboard looks pretty clean besides the Rankle's Prank. I would like to see a Sorin, the Mirthless, as a one-off maybe. That's a pretty nice card. I think it's a bit better than Ashiok, but they're very similar. And Ashiok just, you know, higher loyalty, more blockers, more creatures. Ashiok is a bit of an engine in itself. Like, if you don't answer this thing, turns them into 2/2s, then turns them into 3/3s after you made your first bunch. You can minus to have 4 creatures as well. So there's a lot going on with Ashiok. All right. Well, that is Golgari midrange. Revisiting it. Let's enjoy some gameplay. Play first. No, that's not good enough. That is definitely good enough. I think the Misery Shadow is gonna get bottomed here. Oops, not to go for the throat. Jeez. Alright. Montagna, okay. Mono red, yeah. Sheoldred. Looks like my opponent has Play with Fire. If I play Dreadknight, they play with Fire to Dreadknight, then next turn I would have to... I also lose a life. I think I'm just gonna do this. And then likely go for the throat next turn. I could have played the Dreadknight as a creature, but... yeah. Kinda runs into the Play with Fire anyways. Okay, well, the rest I can take and see what they are working with. Okay. Interesting. A bit of an unusual deck, I suppose. In the face of these 2 guys, I think I'm just gonna play my Mosswood Dreadknight. Field of Ruin, Demolition Field to be exact, which makes me think they also play Field of Ruin maybe, because Field of Ruin is usually the better one of the 2. Yeah. Your 3/3 doesn't look all that good here. Cut down, okay. Well, I guess I just get in there. I have 2 removals for both their creatures, so... No, I would actually welcome a Demolition Field here. Then I get my forest. Alright. This is an interesting one. It works with itself, which is kind of neat. Yeah, it's a bit of a weird card. Like having to spend 5 mana. It's just so much. Godric, be gone. Who needs all these cards anyways? Beating my opponent with 2 creatures to removal spells and a Duress. Right, there we have the land. Opponent has a kill spell for Dreadknight? No, okay. Sure. That's fine. Going to the next game any second, I would presume. Yeah. Okay, mono red burn and some free drops. Baloth, Gix's command. Maybe Duress. What do we not like? Underdog. It's kind of medium, but it is a cheap card. Nissa definitely out. I didn't see any cheap creatures, but I mean, I would have to assume that they have to run some 1 and 2 drops, right? So cut down theoretically good. Not sure about the turtle here. The turtle dying to lightning strike makes me kind of not like it. Liliana is a bit weird. Sentinel. Glissa also dies to lightning strike. Tear Asunder is also weird. It does get rid of the courage, but I don't think the games will revolve around that, you know. Okay, I'll just play the go for the throw. That one looks good. Maybe another Duress. Maybe a cut down. Seems fine. Don't really know what's like. My opponent is in this weird. I don't know. Is this like a mono red mid-range deck with Demolition Field, or is this like a mono red burn deck? I don't really know what I'm up against. But if I had the exact deck list in front of me, I could board more precisely. And like would know how good actually cut down is. Or are there more enchantments or artifacts that I have to worry about? Should I bring in the Tear Asunder or leave them in? Alright, that seems fine. Kumano? Kumano. Cottage. I think I'm gonna go Duress here. And then next turn I can go cut down. Swifty. Frenzy. So I'm gonna go to 16. Kill a Swift Spear. And then next turn they can hit me for 6. Put me to 10. This Trespasser should be doing a nice job here at stabilizing. Alright, sure. Okay. Frenzy, huh? So I go to 7. Okay. Discard a land. Huh. I guess the Glissa is really good here, so I'll play Glissa. could have go for the throated. I could have, instead of the Trespasser, I could have played tap land and then like go for the throated etching. But I mean, I think this was just fine. Like if they have to spend 2 cards to kill the Trespasser, they didn't put me to 7, you know, it's like not that bad. Okay, Glissa's a bit weird. I guess if I attack, they kind of have to jump here. Otherwise, I can just destroy the etching. Okay, now I'll just play the 3-4. Good blocker. The abilities do not really do anything here, but you know, we have a 3-4. Oh, never mind, they do something. Holy cow. Oh, yeah, I can just put this back. Awesome. Okay, it did something. Oh, yeah. I didn't even like... It's so unintuitive, you know, that you can like interact with your opponent's adventures. I think this is the first card they printed that can do that, you know. Very unintuitive, but yeah, the adventure is gone now. Okay, that was great. I mean, to be fair, the 5 mana option in this game, not really relevant, but hey, better than nothing. I'm tempted to just block it, honestly. Like 2 random cards, what could that be? Oh, 3 cards to look at, and 1 of them you can take. So what is it? Squee? On a squee. Okay. Or play with fire to kill my guy. Oh, they shoot me. That's rude. Okay, maybe I should have just killed it. Now they can just burn me out. Three counters from this mountain. Yes. Okay, well, yeah, I gave them an option to just lightning strike me here. Yeah, I should have just killed the Felden. I don't know what I was like. I was too low on life. The way I lose that game is via exactly that sequence. And I should have just I could have played around that sequence of play with fire off the Felden into lightning strike. It's very unlikely, but you know, can happen. Interesting. On the draw here with that extra draw, I'm gonna try it. I like the Duress turn 1. Need 1 green source and we're good to go. Oh, we're playing the mirror match, huh? Golgari mirror. Yeah, I think I'm taking that power play. One has a similar hand, but they do have the green mana. And Glissa is dangerous. Be greedy. So if they play Glissa next turn, I play Glissa. Yeah, I think that's probably what has to happen here. Oh wow, that's very good for me. the Duress into nothing. And then you play Dreadknight, so I have a turn window here with the Glissa. I'm the first to play Glissa essentially, which is awesome. Uiuiui, the 4-drop city here. So if they have a land, they can Asunder. But then they have to spend the entire turn to clear my Glissa. If they have Glissa themselves, then we just trade. That's fine by me. Ooh, yeah. Oh, that was good. That was pretty good. Well, now is the turn to draw an untapped land. If I get the turtle down here, that'd be awesome. Then I'm like big time ahead. Come on, deck. I need you. Ah, damn it. Okay, well. Now would be a good time to draw land. If I miss this land drop here, that'd be rough. Yep. One of those games, okay. My opponent also missed their third land drop, I guess, but yeah. I kinda didn't play anything on turn 1 and 2, and I was on the draw this game, so that's why we're looking at a Dreadknight and we have nothing, and they are untapping already. So yeah, like this is a really tough spot now. Now they can play Glissa, and I don't have a good response to Glissa, so probably gonna lose this one. But hey, Magic is the best of 3. You can run badly in one game and then just win the other 2. Yeah. Alright, I'm just gonna concede this. Yeah, like looking at my opponent's hand, they have this pretty well, I guess I can play out, but they're gonna kill this, then they have an answer to one of my 4-drops with the Tear Asunder, and then, you know, like I have to Gix's command next turn, I guess, and they can sack this. It's just a losing position. It's such a losing. Oh, they used that. Okay. Well, maybe I gave them too much credit. Like, when you're ahead in tempo like this, and you know your opponent's missing land drops, and you've seen that they have this hand, why would you not want to use cut down there? Like, how am I cannot really afford to just draw cards again with Dread Whispers. Like, this is a free cut down, and using your Tear Asunder there is sort of like in that mindset where at some points it's always, oh, you always want to exile the creature, but like you have to get off that mindset sometimes and realize, hey, in this spot I actually want to use my cut down for that. So I think it's just a clear mistake by my opponent, and I'm not trying to bash them. I'm just, you know, pointing it out so you don't make that mistake. Okay. All right. So Nissa is good. Anything that's big, pretty much, just going over the top. Duress. No, not the Path of Peril. The Arena. Go for the throat. Not a big fan of cut down. Maybe Gix's command. What's bad? Bramble, Shadow. I think Shadow is kind of medium. Gix's command is a bit of a weird one. This one is probably not good enough. Duress could be okay, but yeah, Duress probably fine. Sheoldred is fine. Gix's command is fine. I think Gix's command is kind of bad. It doesn't interact with Planeswalkers, doesn't interact with Arena. For a 5-mana card, it kind of has to be powerful. I think I like the Virtue because it does kill the Glissa, and is a 7-mana option later in the game. I do like Duress, so I could like trim on Sheoldred for Duress. I think I like Duress a little bit more on the draw. In these mid-range mirrors, Duress is a bit better on the draw. On the play, you want to be proactive. You don't want to like take a card from your opponent's hand when they're already up a card. It's more likely that they just have plenty of other cards they can play, so you're not really disrupting them that much. So on the play, you just want to be the one that, you know, plays to the board, has effective cards. So Duress gets a bit better on the draw, less good on the play, I would say, in these mirrors. And the downside of Duress, of course, if it comes to that top deck war, where you're both low on cards, it's, yeah, just straight up a bad draw. Okay, this seems fine. This is more of a hand you can't really mulligan this, but this is definitely much better on the draw because I have so much interaction. But yeah, I cannot mulligan this hand. I guess I'll play the Foundry. That's not really a downside. Maybe, you know, I draw 3 lands in a row and I might want to Takenuma back a Glissa or something. So I'd rather play the Foundry there. Yeah, I think I'd just play Glissa over the Sheoldred, get my 2 damage in, and both are must kills, but Glissa, I don't know, like I feel like they can take a 6 from the Sheoldred, while Glissa, if they let that happen, oh, that's really good for me. If they let that happen, then I get to draw a card, which that's kind of more important than extra free damage that Sheoldred would deal in like a grindy setting like this. Yeah, this sort of reminds me of the last game. Like if you're the first one with Glissa on the board, and just like last game, I didn't have an answer to Glissa. It's over. Yeah, I'm just gonna go for the tempo here. My opponent probably would untap and Tear Asunder, but like here I can just do this, play Sheoldred, put him to 5. They go to 3 in the upkeep. It's just over. They just conceded already. So maybe Misery Shadow is not that bad the more I think about it, because it does exile the Dreadknight, which is pretty important. Maybe over a Sheoldred. Sheoldred is just not great against Go for the Throat or Liliana. The Sentinel seems good. It can take out their Dreadknight. Nissa is weird. Maybe Nissa isn't even that good. Like, these two games have been pretty fast. I feel like if you just trade blows, at some point Nissa comes down and, you know, makes a 6/6. Alright, I'll try one Nissa on the draw. Oh, I guess I could have added some Duress. I don't know. I think just keeping it simple and not playing around with Duress is fine. Like, there's Arena and there's Lily and then there's Removal, but there's not, and like some high-end Planeswalkers. But it's not that many cards that actually get affected. And it's like not that they're super important, like Turtle, Dreadknight, Glissa, Sheoldred can also be really important. They, you know, you can't Duress them. So I don't know. Against Esper midrange, you have Wedding Announcement, Virtue of Loyalty, and Wandering Emperor. So that's like the token theme of the deck. And if you, like, this Golgari deck is not that great against a bunch of tokens. If you're struggling against a bunch of tokens, then the rest makes sense against, for example, like an Esper midrange deck, because a lot of their important cards are pretty good there. I think in a situation like this where your opponent just has 2 mana, I mean, I do have another one though. Like, how value do I want to go? I would assume that value is just the name of the game. I could also play this, but if I play this, they kill it and play a Glissa. Or I have something like a Liliana. I'm just gonna go with the draw card mode. Like, how wrong can that be? If they play Glissa, I can kill it. If they have Liliana, I can discard one of my plenty cards. Many cards. Again, missing land drops potentially might ruin my fun here. Yeah, hitting your 4th land drop at least is really important. And then whenever you play Turtle in the dark here, that's also a downside with the card. I mean, top 3, I don't know what the odds are exactly to hit a land, but 70%, maybe 80, something like that in that range. You know, it's not 100%. 4 out of 5 times, 1 out of 5 times you might just miss, and then you just play the 4-mana 3/3. You know, not amazing, but at least, hey, kind of still have to kill it because then it can attack, do it again, etc. So, not a bad one. And a pretty unique and fun card, all things considered. Like, probably a lot of different applications, graveyard synergy decks. You know, we've already seen the red-green Destiny deck with the combo. This deck. So over the lifetime of this card in Standard, we might see it come up here and there. There it is. All right, didn't hit a land. Oh yeah, we did hit a land. Good. 3 cards in hand. Yeah, I mean, this is just a simple... actually not that simple. So the question is, I'm definitely going to go for the turtle. Basically what I'm thinking, but like what... Do I just play a Dreadknight or do I draw another card? So making land drops is very important. Getting onto the board, also important. I also have only 1 green source. I think I'll just get on the board here. The 5th land drop is less important, but yeah, it's still important. Just making your land drops. Another turtle. Miss. Oh yeah, the best, the cottage. So do you want to trade here with my Dreadknight? I think I'll let him attack. No, okay. 3 cards in hand. Didn't make a land drop, notably. Okay. I could just play another Dreadknight. I don't think they really want to attack into it. Could also play a Sheoldred. They haven't had a spot to use a Go for the Throat yet, right? So don't think I want to play Sheoldred quite yet. But yeah, the turtle doesn't seem that threatening when I have these Dreadknights going. Just gonna chill on them. Another one. Play defense. I have 6 cards, they have 3. I have the Dreadknight advantage, clearly. Yeah, like if I start attacking here, I think I could lose the game to... For example, they could play a land, go through my Dreadknight, then Cottage, exiled from the graveyard, hit me for 8, return another Foundry from the graveyard, then they have 3 manlands over there. With a turtle in play, that's a lot of pressure. So just... Yeah, okay, that's potentially problematic. Alright, yeah, okay. Okay, so... What do I do? Well, this is really annoying now. Because now I kind of have to... I could just kill the Nissa. And that's it. Or I attack the Nissa with both my guys. And then we'll see what they do. They probably block with the 4/4, then I kill the 4/4. Then the Nissa dies, but then they have a really big attack on me and can get another land back. So if I kill the Nissa, stay back with my guys, maybe that's just better. Yeah, I think that's just better. They keep their 4/4, but at least they won't get a good attack in. The 4/4 is now a thing on the board. Like the Nissa was good here. Again, I'm just kind of losing this game because I'm not really fully developing my hand. Or like my opponent's just quicker at developing their hand. Probably just play the turtle next turn. And then hopefully find a land with that. Liliana. You're gonna plus her? I'm gonna kill one of these guys? Okay. That doesn't affect me much. Yeah, sure. It's an interesting play. Huh. Okay. Until my next turn. Okay, let's attack here. Okay. And let's play this guy and do all 3 modes. Oh, damn it. I was like confused a little bit. Huh. That was a big punt. I needed to activate this first. For a second I thought I could just get it back into my hand, but that's not how it works. I need to do that first and then get it back into my hand. So I could have gotten, another card into my hand here. Well, mistakes have been made. Exile the grave. Okay. Well, now the question is, do I want to actually do that, or do I just want to play Dreadknight from my hand? That was my plan. I want to play this, return this to my hand, and then play it. But yeah, I sort of have to make a choice. I think I just play Dreadknight from my hand. My hand is so loaded. I have double Dreadknight in play. I don't care about the third Dreadknight. And the Sentinel again. 2 out of 2. Just being great. Exiling those, getting rid of those adventures. Okay. Mm-hmm. 12 life. 3 cards in hand. I think I just play Ashiok here and minus. Next turn we can plus, maybe find a kill spell for Sheoldred. Grow these nightmares. They brought in both Nissas. Okay, sure. That's fine. Opponent doesn't have a good attack. I mean, my opponent has 3 good creatures. So let's do that. And then the question is, which 4-drop do we play? Maybe the turtle? They could sack the Foundry. They do want to do that, huh? Okay. Could attack the Dreadknights, technically. No, but I'm like too far behind, I think, to do that. I think I'm just gonna play the turtle. I would not be surprised if they have another kill spell. So if they want to use that on the non-Sheoldred creature, I would be happy. Glissa. Okay. Interesting. It's a bit of a weird attack. Could also just let both Dreadknights die. I mean, they might have go for the throat, but I'm pretty happy if that happens. Yeah, sure. This is some risky play. I don't really understand it. Yeah, this is not where you want to be. I mean, they don't know I have Sheoldred. Oh, I see. Yeah. No, actually, okay, I get it. I get it now. Because they have Sheoldred, they think they can afford to kill these, right? Because this becomes all of a sudden really painful for me. Okay, yeah, no, I can totally see where they're coming from. But I do have my own Sheoldred, so it's all good. Okay, pass the turn. So 5 blockers, I'm at 6. They have 1-man land. Should be okay. Next turn I can kill the Glissa. Have 9 lands in play. It's a bit of a weird play. Like, you could just attack me and then remove the counters from the planeswalkers. That would do the same trick. Okay. Can plus. No, minus. So this can find me a creature enchantment or land. Not that impressive. So I guess I'll kill the Glissa. And play a Bramble. Play this. And play a Mosswood. And then plus here. No attacks. I mean, yeah, I'm like up on resources by a lot. The only thing they are up on is life total here. So if they can like kill the Sheoldred, I guess I lose. Maybe playing the arena was a bit too risky. If they would have drawn a removal right there and then for the Sheoldred, that definitely would have been bad. I lose 3 life for each. Like I lose 5 life basically because I draw 2, lose 4, then I lose another one. Okay. Alright. Well, start with this. So my cottage is a 5/5. A 6/6 with the second turtle, actually. Oh, there's a second cottage. Nice. So this cost me only 2 mana to activate, which is kind of neat as well. Then I can attack their Liliana. And I could also attack with Dreadknight at this point. Probably, I'm fine to do that. The Liliana doesn't do anything at this point too. Like, it can minus, but then I just you know, it just kills the Dreadknight. Okay, fine. I still attacked the Lily. The Underdog can please leave the graveyard. I feel like attacking them, I don't know if life total is really what matters here. Starting to do this. Okay, sure. Kill the turtle. Yeah, I'm getting a cottage back every turn if I want to. Now I have food as well, so I get up to 9 life. So if they kill my Sheoldred, which is still their way to win, should probably be fine. Okay. Alright. Yeah, I mean, Sheoldred seems good. She did dominate this game. Okie dokie, so 28 cards. Eight. Okay, they've had enough. Nice. Yeah, I would have probably attacked with both turtles there actually. So I get like more lands to play. They can kill. I guess they kill both turtles, huh? Yeah, maybe I wouldn't have attacked with the turtle, but I certainly would have played the Virtue, which gets me back, you know, like a Glissa or something, or like a turtle, and then I get the cottage back, and so on and so on. Yeah, I just grind them out of resources over time. Yes, I want to play first. 4-drop city, huh? Okay, this seems better. Interesting. Kind of like the land here. Maybe I just do it like this. Could also do it like this. Could also do it like this. I don't know. Very interesting. Just gonna try this. I mean, I'm on the play. The cut down could be bad. I do have Liliana to get rid of bad cards. It's mono red. It's mono red with a command. Double pain land here. Not great against mono red. Something I can cut down makes me happy. Okay, that's a pretty good turn from them. 4 cards in hand. The Lily is a painful way to do it, but like if I draw another black source next turn, I can do 2 removals, and like I can do cut down and Lily. Like this, just have to play the Lily here. Take up the free mana when I can. I think a lot of players might have just cut down there, but you have to think ahead, and yeah, just realize that sometimes you often want to use your mana. Ugh. I mean, the highest upside play is Trespasser. If they don't have a removal, then you could also go Lily minus again. Just so painful. I take 2, kill 1. I gain 2 in a way. Lily minus is a bit safer than the Trespasser. Because if I play Trespasser, I might lose more life over the long run, because sure, they get rid of a hand card, but they do deal me 4 instead of like 2. And here they kind of have to kill the Lily first as well, so. Well, they have a Swift Spear, I guess. Okay, maybe they're just going face. They have another Rage. Double Rage me. Is this enough? It's 12. I go to 1. Which means I can't cast. Oh, it's 10. It's not 12. So I go to 5. They have a free 4 Trampler. No, a 2 free. Oh, so wow. That yeah, right. You can't have more than 1 on each. Like on one guy. Welp, opponent? I don't know if you wanted to do that. Yeah. Well, I'm happy you did. Okay, so Trespasser. Or cut down, I guess, is the option. Cut down, go to 4. They deal me 2, go to 2. I'm gonna go with the Trespasser. I think both options aren't great. Just hoping they just have, like, I don't know, a creature in hand here, not a spell. If they have a spell, I'm just dead. But... oh, okay. That's fine. That's actually... I go to 1. Oh, this flips. Huh. I have 2 creatures, so I go to 3. Oh, wow, okay. But I do have to destroy the Shivan Devastator. Oh, then I lose a life. Oh, no, no. It's just the Llanowar Wastes killed me this game, essentially. I lost way too much life from these. If any of them would have been just a swamp, I would have probably, like, been... I don't know, like, been, like, 3 or 4 life more this game. I lost, like, 2, 1... 5, 3 damage. I would have been at 6 if one of these would have been a swamp at least. If 2 of these would have been a swamp, I would have been at 8. No, I'm just dead. It's like if I kill this, I lose 1. If I play this block, I take 3. Yeah, Llanowar Wastes for the loss. Okay. Okay, I could play Path of Peril. Bring on the play, it's quite good against Shivan Devastator, actually. If they're running a list with a bunch of 1-drops and Shivan Devastator, I guess Path of Peril is not Phyrexian Arena. Path of Peril is actually good. Okay, I could cut a land as well. I could not play Duress. Could cut the Sentinel, although a 3/4 is kind of nice stats here. Misery's Shadows may be bad. Just a 2/2 dice to play with fire. Keeping 2 Duress seems fine. Could also maybe play one of these turtles. I like Duress more on the draw than on the play. And this deck also does play a fair amount of tap lands. So on the play, like you often just play a tap land on turn 1, then you play a 2-drop on 2 and 3-drop on 3, best case, and so on. And then at that point, sliding into the rest is less easy. Yeah, mono red I think is a generally speaking good matchup for Golgari. This was just a Llanowar Wastes. Double Llanowar Wastes loss. Yeah. Sure. It's always, the turn 1 is always so important because they go Kumano, it's threatening. Anything else, so much less threatening out of that deck. Dreadknight is actually kind of medium in this matchup, huh? Well, at least in my hand because I'm missing land drops, I guess. It's like, what do I do here? I think I just play this. I don't want to just use my turn to cut down. And I feel like using my turn to draw a card is really bad as well. I'm hoping that they just play a creature, don't attack, and I buy myself time. Okay, well, I mean that's fine. I think I'm just gonna cut this down now. I'm not gonna play any funny games because of Monstrous Rage. I'm not gonna wait and let them untap. Yeah, okay. Well, it turns out I should have waited, I guess. 4 cards in hand. Again, cut down now because of Monstrous Rage. Monstrous Rage just counters the cut down, be aware of that. Here I have the Sentinel to exile the Squee, which is nice. So good. Ugh. That's the worst. Against my Lily. Terrible. What does that tell me about their hand? I would have been so much better off playing the Dreadknight. I mean, hindsight's like, this is just such a nice play. Like, if I use my Go for the Throat here to absorb 1 damage, probably gonna lose to a Shivan Devastate, I would think. Man, my opponent just did everything perfectly this game. Like, in a way, like, or me trying to play around Monstrous Rage, kind of walked into the Squee. Yeah. I don't know, I could have played this game differently, that's for sure. Okay, I go to 9. I'm going to less than 9. I'm going to 7. Yeah, not playing the Dreadknight the turn before cost me big time. And now I'm just... Ah, man. Losing against mono red. I mean, I'm missing land drops. My opponent kind of finessing me a little bit here and there. Frustrating. Really frustrating. I die to a lot of things now. It was the same way. I'm dead. They could have played this pre-combat and made this a little shorter. I would have then snap conceded. Oh well. Weird game. Good matchup. Just sometimes. I don't know. Would you have played the Dreadknight there, or would you have kept up Go for the Throat? Really interesting. Like, what if they play another Squee? I guess Squee is not that good, but like a Shivan Devastator, then I would have rather played the Go for the Throat. You know, I really wanted to go for the Throat and then untap, play like a good creature like the 3/4 and exile their Squee, right? That was sort of the play pattern I wanted to go for, but then the Zoken-san just completely, and in the end I died with a Go for the Throat in my hand, which I could have used to kill like a goblin and to save myself a couple life points. So I felt like I did everything wrong. Not everything, but it's tough. Like, do you go for the goblin? Then they play a Shivan Devastator. I had no removal for a Shivan Devastator. If I were them and I had Shivan Devastator and Zoken-san there, I go for the Zoken-san. So some other players might go for the Shivan, but like me having 2 mana for Go for the Throat up is just, it's rather obvious. So I think putting them on the Shivan is reasonable. I guess I would have like then having Lightning Strike plus the 2/2 haster that deals me damage when it dies. That was backbreaking at that point. Like then I was dead when they did that. I would have died too. Yeah, they had a really good draw. They went 1-drop, 2-drop, and I stumbled certainly, and that cost me the game. All right, that was my little exploration of Anthony Lee's, or rather Team Handshake's Golgari midrange list. Do I like this more than the more streamlined version that I, preferred initially? It depends, I would say. It depends on what you want to defeat. I think if you play, for example, against mono red aggro, this is a clearly worse approach because the turtle is just kind of bad there specifically. But I think against other aggressive decks, the turtle's better, but still not great. Like, even against mono white soldiers and so on, I don't know if I love the turtle there. Soldiers, I do like it, because Soldiers is actually not an aggressive deck. Soldiers is a grindy deck. People just miss, or at least the recent World Championship winning Soldier list. Normal Soldiers lists, I guess, are not grindy, they're very aggressive. So yeah, I like the more streamlined approach without the turtle, a little bit more against all the fast decks, pretty much. And then in mid-rangey matchups, grindier matchups, turtle does seem a little bit better. So it's sort of the question what you're gunning for, what metagame. And I guess right now, I don't know, ladder is hard to say. I think for tournament play, I would think that it's a bit slower, domain ramp, Esper midrange, those type of decks. So maybe just playing the turtle to have a better long game is good. But then on the ladder, I just constantly play against mono red and like fast aggressive decks. So I don't know. But the standard qualifier, the arena qualifier this month will actually be standard. So yeah, it's going to be interesting what to choose for that. I've already qualified for the arena championship, so I don't even have to anything really play for besides gems, I guess. And dream crush people. Go for the back-to-back arena qualifier win. How about that? Yeah, no. So yeah, I think right now for tournament play, I do prefer the turtle version. But for the ladder and best of one grind, especially best of one, if you're playing best of one, I think I like the more streamlined, get you dead type of list that I made a video on earlier. Yeah, all right, guys, that's it for this one. Hope you enjoyed it, and hope to see you next time. Take care.